How many of you would like to be known as a self-serving leader? Oh, she's one honest person. She put her hand up. And because, whenever I ask people that, how many people want to be servant leader versus self-serving? Nobody puts their hands up. And yet we see a lot of self-serving leaders. Well, if you really have the intention to be a servant leader, why aren't you? You know why? It's an inside-out job. It starts in your heart with the question, are you here to serve or be served? It's a character question. And you might say, gee, well, how do I change my character? Well, you got to take a good look. And what is the thing that keeps us from doing what we want to be servant leaders? It's the human ego. The human ego. What is it, Ed? It stands for edging God out, or everything good outside. And there's two ways your ego is going to get in the way that's going to goof you up if you want to be a servant leader. One is false pride. When you have a more than philosophy, you think you're brighter than, you're smarter than, and all, and you're judging other people and evaluating them and all that kind of thing. You think you're kind of a big deal. Well, if you got that kind of attitude, it's going to be a little hard to be a servant leader because you think it's all about you. Now, there's another way our ego gets in the way. A lot of people wouldn't think it's an ego problem, is fear or self-doubt. That's when you come from a less than philosophy. That's when you think, oh, God, I don't know if I can do this, and you're mumbling to yourself and all that kind of stuff. And people say, well, how's that an ego problem? Well, if you have self-doubt, what are you focusing on, yourself or other people? You're focusing on yourself. And one of the big things that we've created in our work is we have a 12-step Egos Anonymous program. Why is that? Because it's the biggest addiction in the world. Now, we all know that false pride is a superego addiction problem. A lot of people don't know about self-doubt. But how do people that don't feel good about themselves? They get in all the negative addictions. What? Drinking, drugs, sex, power, all those kind of things. They look for outside agents to make them feel good about themselves. And I tell you, that's not going to do you much good there. What you got to do is realize, if you want to overcome self-doubt, is realize God didn't make any junk. You are absolutely beautiful. He gave you a set of skills that he didn't give other people. So stop comparing yourself. Why don't you, all of the stuff on Strengths Finder says, focus on building your strengths. Don't try to overcome your weaknesses. Hire people to work with you to overcome your weaknesses and build on your strengths. That's why you were put here. And how can you use your strengths to help serve other people and make a difference in their lives?